Michigan State 91, Rutgers 87, a 4-point victory for the Spartans on senior night. Game they led by as much as 19 points. Cohen Carr and Jeremy Fears, both with 21 points each. Your senior front court combined for 29 points and 11 rebounds in this game. Weird is a word I would use to describe this game. A game in which Michigan State, as a 20-point favorite, led by one at halftime, by as much as 19 late in the second half, by as much as 14 with 80 seconds left. And then the all senior lineup comes in, and then all of a sudden it's down to two with 3 seconds left in the game. Strange, to say the least. Let's talk about it. This is brought to you by Tinker, tinkercoffee.com. Enter promo code SLEEPERS. Get 15% off your first order of the Midwest best. Cart, please tell them more.
And once you do that, you're going to come back again and you'll be like, I want to set up a recurring order. And that's when you can get another 25% off using promo code SLEEPERS. Set up that recurring order. Shout out to the good folks over at tinkercoffee.com. This game was stressful for no reason throughout. Uh, Credit to Rutgers. I mean, I don't know what it is about this team or what it is about Michigan State on what they do against Rutgers, but like, Rutgers can shoot against us. They hit 10 threes in this basketball game. I mean, I'll have to look up, but if I just taking a quick educated guess about a Steve Pikiell offense, not a good three-point shooting team. They did, like I said, they were good in this game, banging threes. Caden Powers, I think was his name. He hit three. Francis was really good in this game. He had 25 points. Um, they took care of the basketball. Rutgers did really good things in this game, which is why they were in it at halftime. Also on the flip side of that, Michigan State was shooting themselves in the foot for most of the first half. I think they had 10 first half turnovers and some more shot making from Rutgers. So look, credit. I look at Michigan State's defense to be better always, but at the same time, they were turning it over, and it felt like Rutgers was taking advantage of that, and they were hitting shots and making plays, and then Michigan State gets comfortable, right? Get up about 19, I believe it was. Think you're going to run away with it at that point, but did not end up that way. We gave up 57 second half points to Rutgers.
39 points in the final 10 minutes of the game.
Rutgers scores 57 in whole games.
39 points in a 10-minute stretch of a game to Rutgers. And I get it got weird with all the final 80 seconds. We'll talk about it, but it's kind of jarring to see that on paper.
It was jarring to watch it in real life, especially like given down the stretch there. It was like Ebola, I think was low key dominating Jackson Kohler on the glass and getting a bunch of second chance opportunities. And um, yeah, that's why, when the Victory 5 cigar came in, we were only up 14, and that evaporated quickly and swiftly as those guys were not ready for that.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm going to save the final 80 seconds for the end of this video because, in full transparency, this is our second attempt at recording this video. We tried leading with that in the first attempt and it didn't work. So we'll save that for the end. In the process, I noticed that this was, I believe, the second best points per possession mark for Rutgers of the conference season. In a lot of ways, to me, the script here felt similar to the game in Piscataway, where
Mm.
Rutgers is just like making shots they don't normally. And look, I thought the run where Michigan State created huge separation in the second half, they ended up looking up with 6 minutes left, up 74 to 55. That entire run to me came because you were getting stops. It was really
Mm.
the one stretch of the game where you were able to just defend, rebound, run. Cohen's getting crazy dunks in transition. Fears was brilliant, pushing the pace. You had that Jordan Scott corner baseline drive that everyone mobbed him over. Like it just that's Michigan State at their best. I thought for too much of this game, you just weren't getting enough stops, quite frankly,
Mm.
to kind of get the crowd over. So, look, I don't think there's any major concerns coming out of this. Like, if you just looked at a scoreboard and said we only beat Rutgers by 4 in the second to last game of the right, like that seems a little weird. But again, you were up by as much as 19. I think the overall thing here was just the moment being weird. Obviously,
Mm.
Michigan State as a program is concerned about having a score a certain way at a certain point on this night to do the thing they do. And I thought in the first half there were some nerves. And then I thought in the second half it was like, okay, we gotta win this half by 20 to do it. And then we did it with 6 minutes left. We're like, okay, we're gonna be able to do it. And then you let your foot off the gas. It's like you probably shouldn't have done it. Like you probably should have
Mhm.
closed the game before we do it. So all in all, weird night. But let's go just by down the player list, I guess, for Michigan State. Let's start with the seniors in our own way of tribute for the seniors. Jackson Kohler, Carson Cooper, 15 points for Kohler, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. He was 1 for 4 from three. That's really the only thing I think he would critique himself on. Carson Cooper, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks in this game. A couple highlight reel plays from Coop, as we have come to expect. In their final game at the Breslin Center, was this a pretty full circle type performance from those two?
Yeah, I think it would have sucked if those two came out and like, I mean, not to throw another senior under the bus, but remember how we came on here during the Illini recap and we're like, you know what, it sucks that Kylan Boswell went out with like 3 and 3. You know what I'm saying? Like on the senior day, the Champagne kid, like that was. I mean, they won by 30, but it was just disappointing in general. So I think anytime on a senior day, you want to see those guys have good performances. And I think that Jackson Coop did have good performances in this basketball game. I also thought at least until at the end, Agbola had a pretty good performance, like I said, that 13 and 6. But for the most part, Jackson Coop weren't necessarily the defensive liability parts of what happened in this basketball game. So, all in all, I thought those guys were, pretty damn good.
Out rebounded them by 17 as a whole too. So like Bole pulled a couple in late, but overall in this game, Michigan State did punk Rutgers on the boards, and
Mhm.
obviously Kohler and Cooper are capable of like 15 rebound games, and 7 and 6 is a relatively quiet night in that regard. But I don't know. I thought this was a good symbol representation of the arc of their careers. I think these guys were just really reliable and steady and good in this game, and that's really been what they've been all year. And they had to work very hard to get there at this point in their careers. And it's just, I don't know, it was indicative of who they are for them to just have this sort of quietly productive, good game on senior night with everything that was going on. Seemed like Jax had, for a variety of reasons, high emotions on the night. Pretty cool. They had, was it his grandpa back?
Yeah, his grandpa, who I think is like one of the few survivors from like World War II, he's like 102 years old.
Crazy.
Insane.
Really, really cool. Really well done by everyone involved with Michigan State for making that happen. I can't believe I hadn't even heard that story before this night.
Yeah, same. I was damn near caught off guard.
Wild, but pretty awesome. I mean, great moment for the Kohler family. Saw Pops was out there with him, so very, very cool, very well done on senior night from the Michigan State program, and I think Jack showed out for him in that way. Anything else on the seniors before we move to Mr. Kempom MVP here?
Let's move to it.
Tom Izzo said after this was Cohen Carr's best game of his career.
Mm,
I think he might be right. 21 and 6, 8 for 8 from the free throw line,
that
1 for 2
was
from three. Now, no assists, no blocks, no steals, but other than those just being counting number defensive stuff, no turnovers is pretty great for Cohen.
yeah.
And he had, I think, the two loudest moments of this game, the back-to-back transition oops that really got the crowd into it. So it's very rare that I watch a Cohen Carr game and come away saying he made no mistakes.
Hmm.
And he made no mistakes in this game and gave you 21 and 6 and a three to go with it. What'd you see?
Yeah, I thought that, Cohen obviously knows what his advantage is, and I don't know if Rutgers knows this or not, but that those two straight junks you talked about, that was three straight. I
Was
mean,
it?
he got out, yeah, it was the two oops, and like after that, it was just like a stop and a run and a dunk after that. But and then Jordan Scott with his little rim grazer afterwards. Really tough to follow up with that dunk after Cohen Carr three straight dunks, but I commend Jordan for doing so. Glad they mobbed him afterwards. I guess he never dunks. That's the type of reaction you get when you never dunk or can't dunk.
But the team reaction to that had me audibly chuckling.
It did too. I was like, okay, so Jordan can't dunk then,
I
because
mean,
that's what it was.
they damn near tackled him at half court for a baseline drive rim grazer. I was
And
like,
I thought he was
what?
gonna miss it. I thought he was gonna miss it, but no, I did think Cole was, really good in this game. I thought he didn't do anything crazy, right? He got out, run, had his dunks, had the oops. When he did have an opportunity to go to the basket, he went to the basket. Finished well, rebounded well, 8 from 8 from the free throw line. Given what we've seen this year, it might be an anomaly, but we'll take that every time if we can get him. I would have never called him going 8 for 8 from the line, so that alone damn near makes it his best game of the year.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think he made a mistake. It was basically a flawless Cohen Carr performance. And what I liked about it too, I feel like in the big picture conversations we've had about Cohen, so much has been like, well, what's he going to add to his game? Does he have these next steps? Is he evolving? Is he changing? I've sort of settled into this mentality with Cohen. No, he's not. He's not adding anything. He's not evolving. He's not changing. But he doesn't need to be an impactful player on a championship team. He doesn't. He can do what he's very gifted at. Just do them well. Do the two and a half things you're really, really good at really, really well. And that's where I normally have problems with Cohen's game is he'll do one thing well and one thing poorly, or he'll turn it over, or he'll miss his free throws, or whatever. In this game, it was a very simple, straightforward game. Sprint and transition, catch dunk, make your free throws, and rebound. And yes, he threw a 3-point shot in, but man, even when I'm saying that out loud, Cart, your whole team MO is defend, rebound, run. That should just be Cohen's MO. Don't do anything but defend, rebound, run. And if you do that to the best of your abilities, you are really an awesome player. Too much of his career, I think he has failed to do it to the best of his abilities. But on this game, it really was a flawless performance.
Yeah, and credit to him for it. And also, there's a massive opportunity in this basketball game, given like, the advantage he has, the advantage we have talent wise and just team wise over Rutgers. And I thought he did a great job of that because I've always said to you and anybody who I talk to about this, it's much better just get Cohen to defend, rebound, and run, and let Fears do everything else. Like let Fears be the creator, let Kohler be the shooter, slash post player, let Coop catch lobs off the pick and roll. Maybe get some shooting from Kurtang or anyone else who wants to pitch in there. Cohen, you just rebound, play hard, defend and run. And that's good enough for us.
Led Michigan State in minutes. Like I said, I got a Ken Palm MVP, his second of the season. Yeah, if you let's just say hypothetically, this is what Cohen Carr became every single game. Every game. This is a guy that like would be an all Big Ten player.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he's gonna shoot 50% from three. I'm not saying he's going to shoot 100% from the free throw line, but like even say he was 0 for 2 from 3, say he was like 5 for 8 from the free throw line, I think I would still feel this way. Right? You gave him 21 and 6 without any turnovers, without any negative plays, without any mistakes and led the team in minutes. It really is one of the first data points where I'm like coming away of this like, oh, he can do that. Repeatedly, he can do that. And hopefully he does it down the stretch for Michigan State. Probably the first time ever that Jeremy Fears is the fourth name on the list for us. I don't think that's anything about what he did or didn't do in this game. He was really good. If anything, we just try to give a moment to the seniors first, and then Cohen, I think, technically got the MVP. But this was a consummate Fears game to me. 21 points, 8 assists, 3 turnovers. Definitely, along with Cohen, one of the best two players on the team in this game for Michigan State. He had the technical, which, back to my word to describe this whole game, it was weird. It was strange. There was just a strange buzz in the air on my screen at least. And I don't know. I thought Fears played through that moment pretty well. Didn't really let it affect him much. He also hit a three to go along with his 21 points, six made shots inside the arc. So, well, I don't know. What would you grade this performance from Fears? And do you have any thoughts on the technical too?
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I get the technical because technically, at least I've been told because I got a lot of these. That's one of the classic. You get a tech for showing up the ref. Now that's a ref's judgment if he thinks he's getting showed up because he's pointing at the jumbotron. But the part that sucked about it is that it was Spears' fourth foul, and immediately Buddy came in. So like that, it never looks good when he's not on the floor. Like we just need Fears on the floor for this basketball team, and a really good performance from him. It's just good that he has hit like this consistent level, which I love seeing from him, right? Like since that Minnesota game, like on a consistent basis, Fears is just the best, most productive player on the team. And that's just what this team needs. And yeah, it's what makes Michigan State go, what makes Michigan State special. It's really what it is. It's he needs to be he needs to be the general. He needs to do the passing stuff. He needs to score. He has been scoring. He did have the one in this game where he got caught between laying up and dunking it and smoked it. Didn't like that. But besides that, it and I've really been noticing lately too, he's playing like, and I mentioned this to you in the Indiana recap, he's starting to do some things that I feel like we saw in high school that made us intrigued. Like kind of like he's doing pull-ups, right? Like I hadn't seen him hit a pull-up in his Michigan State career yet. Now this is a kid who's catching it on the break, and he's like, yeah, I know I can get to the elbow and pull up and hit it. Or I have that little kind of wrong leg floater or layups. It's it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, his scoring has taken a big time leap, I think. And I don't
And
know.
I never thought it would, to be honest with you. Like
Really?
not at least not this year or to this even to this level. And maybe, I know we've had conversations offline about what a team maybe with some more scoring looks like with Fear's numbers. But even on this team this season, I didn't think that he could get to this point scoring wise.
Yeah, choosing my path here.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the leap scoring wise is there for sure. I think it's real. There's definitely like moves being made from him that I didn't necessarily expect at this point. I also would say like just even go back and watch film of him in November to now.
Hmm.
It looks like you're watching a totally different player just as a
Yeah,
scorer. Like all
for
the other
sure.
stuff is still there.
Yeah.
So I used to do the Xavier Simpson comp. Fears is already better than Simpson ever was. That's a credit to him. Like I didn't think he was gonna, as a sophomore, be better than senior Xavier Simpson. He is. So it's rewriting the way I sort of frame all of this. But I Simpson added scoring throughout his career, but he did it in the off season. Right? He
Hmm.
would come back and it's like, oh, now he's got that hook shot. Now he's got these like in between things. I haven't really seen a player go in 3 months in the season from what he was as a scorer to this. It's kind of cool. I think a lot of those moves are like I think I trust them. Like those little in between, like little runner shots he hits, or
Hmm.
like I think he's just gonna make those, don't you?
Yeah, no, it feels like it's. It used to feel like he's just doing that because he doesn't know what to do. Like I don't have anything else. Now it's like, yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. Here's the one question I want to ask you, and I think you are allowed to shoot this down. Um, is it possible that the scoring improvements are largely the defenses he's going up against?
That could be part of it.
I'm looking at game logs. Obviously, he's been brilliant the whole conference season. But this little stretch, he's 6 for 8 from two against Rutgers, 5 for 8 from two against Indiana, 4 for 7 from two against Purdue.
Hmm.
It's like all those defenses kind of stink.
Right. You talking
He's
about like
taking advantage.
against yeah, he's like against good defenses.
Like in Michigan and Illinois, he took 15 and 16 twos.
Right.
But overall in those games, he was 7 for 19 against Illinois. He was 9 for 20 against Michigan, which isn't bad,
Hmm.
but it's just it feels a little different, right? It's like in these games, he's like he doesn't miss against some of the bottom defenses in the league.
Hmm.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's like a natural evolution. He's going to get better. I just like if he pulls up to Ann Arbor this weekend and all the scoring stuff that he's been doing the last three games translates, I'm going to be like, damn, you know?
No, I hear you on that. No, that's a fair thing. That's a fair thing. I think that even if you want to go back to that player that we don't think he is right now, like against Duke, he was 0 for 10. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and that seems like an anomaly now. Like, if we ran that back, I'm not saying he would be better, but yeah, against. I'm trying to think, what's the best defensive team he's probably played this year? Or sorry, the of his best performance like with best defensive team.
I mean, I really look at the 2 point field goals as like the key scoring number for Fears.
Hmm.
And he had like going through, he had a really good stretch in January too. 5 for 8 against Rutgers, 5 for 7 against Maryland, 3 for 6 against Oregon, 6 for 8 against Washington, 7 for 8 against Indiana. It's like all the big nights are kind of against the bad defenses.
Right, from 2 point range. Yeah,
Now
that's
again,
fair.
he hit 8 twos against Michigan. That's his highest number of the year, but it took him 15 to get there.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but also 8 for 15 is not bad for a point guard, right? That's great. So I guess
Yeah,
I don't know. This might not be the right way to interpret this at all. I just remember like watching him against Michigan and Illinois, he did not look comfortable as a scorer
right,
the way he is in these games.
right. Yeah, and even outside of makes and misses, I think that's it. Like he didn't look. You're right. He didn't look comfortable.
But still, I mean, the Michigan, it's 31, 7, and 5 while not looking comfortable is like, it's why he's my Big Ten Player of the Year vote. Like, just is what it is. And I do think it's fitting. I think it's really fitting. The final game of the season is obviously for a lot of pride. It's a rivalry game. Both teams are going to bring it, and it matters. The title's wrapped up. We know that. But
Hmm.
Big Ten Player of the Year is not.
You don't think it is?
Do you think it is?
I think Yaxel's done enough. Yeah.
See, I really don't think it is. I know
Do
there
you think
are.
do you think it could come down to this? Okay, that would actually add a little bit of because really, okay, yes, there's rivalry juice, but like outside of that, this game's not really gonna have any implications.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's on the line this weekend is Big Ten Player of the Year, and I
You
think
think you
Fears knows
you,
that, and I think Yaxel knows that.
you think Yaxel guards Fears?
Yeah, I do,
Mm-hmm.
and
Got a
I
good stat
like
line.
the honestly the most likely outcome, if we're all being real about it, the most likely outcome is Michigan wins and Fears is great. At that point, I don't know what you do. It just
Mm-hmm.
reinforced like, are you giving it to the best player on the best team, or are you giving it to the guy who elevates his team the most? I don't know. It really is, I think, one of the more fascinating Big Ten Player of the Year races ever, really. Because
Do you think the third guy's still in contention there?
no,
Keaton? Think
no.
it's a two man?
Yeah, I think Keaton and Braden played their way out of it in the last month.
Okay.
And I think like if you listen to talking heads that some of them have votes, I think this tracks. Now they're definitely from what I've been able to hear, there is definitely a loud it's just Yaxel crowd. I don't think you're wrong in feeling that. But the people who don't think it's Yaxel don't have Yaxel second for Big Ten Player of the Year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like either you're just giving it to the best player on the best team, or you're like, dog, Price Sanford's better than him. Like,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah.
don't mean to single Rafe out, but there's a lot of people that feel
Oh yeah,
that
that
way
that yeah.
with Rafe.
There's a lot of there's a lot of people that agree with that for sure. Like even with the Keaton part of it, I don't know. I feel like it's a classic. If you ask two sides, like how do you? I would put myself in those shoes. I would be upset if my team went 19-1 and my guy, and I had a guy who did what Yaxel did, and he didn't win Big Ten Player of the Year, I would have something to say about that.
Yeah, I listen, I root for the guy, right? I root for the team. I think Fear should win the award. And that's I don't like saying that. Everyone knows I'm an anti Jeremy Fears basketball watcher. I think he deserves it. And I think this weekend's gonna be massive because they're like, while I say he deserves it, I also want to be clear. I think Yaxel's a much better basketball player than Fierce.
Mm,
But I don't think the award goes to the most talented player. I think it goes to the guy who did the most. And I think Fears did the most this year.
yeah,
So it's not a team award. They give out banners for team championships and they give out coach of the year for the coach that had the best team. Like Dusty May should win that award if your argument is Michigan's really good. Um, but we'll see because I think Yaxel wants this award. I think Jeremy Fears wants this award. I think they both know that they're in contention and it's down to two, and that's what's at stake. And
right.
if there is any diminished juice, which there wasn't gonna be, Izzo and Dusty hate each other. But if there is any diminished juice from the fact that the race is over, let's add some juice. Yax will pick up Jeremy Fears full court for 40 minutes, and let's see what happens. It'll be interesting to see. Um, who do you want to? Anyone on the bench you really want to single out here? Cam Ward had a nice game,
Cam Ward had a nice game, some really good stretches.
almost a
I
double
do gotta,
double.
yeah, almost a double. I do gotta point out, Cam Ward is maybe one of the funniest players on the team. I don't know if you remember this player or not. He had a borderline like flagrant foul and came away from it like I didn't touch him. Love
Yeah,
Cam Ward.
he's
He's,
hilarious.
he literally can't wait to talk about what did I do? He almost broke a dude in half. He's talking about I didn't touch him. Love the guy. But he's like quietly strung together like some very solid, at least like no like because he was having no shows before. Like Izzo came out and was like, I need more from Cam Ward. And I think that he has responded in his minutes off the bench that he has played. And he's just doing kind of like how we want Cohen to do certain things and just do that. Like Cam Ward's just kind of doing what we don't want him to do too much, right? Like honestly, this might be the first 2 game stretch of Cam Ward's career where he doesn't have a turnover. That's nice, but he's just being good on the glass. He's getting opportunities on the glass off offensive rebounds. He's finishing it. Kid's strong as hell. He always finishes strong. He's not one to go up soft. And catches lives and catches and finishes. That's really all you need. And that's really all he did in this basketball game, and he almost ended up with nine and a double double.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very curious what the rest of Cam Ward's career looks like. I think there's a world he becomes like a Spartan great, a Spartan legend, and is one of the all-time beloved culture guys ever. And there's tears on senior day because of how intense and how he's wired and what he means to Tom Izzo. There's also a world where like it just kind of crashes out and doesn't work.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of chaos involved with Cam Ward. And I think you got to give him credit for the way this year's gone, where I do think he's become a lot more consistent. I remember coming on here after the Michigan game and sort of just being like, Cam's got to just find a way to like every game give them something and just
Hmm.
stop having these wild fluctuations. And I think he's done that. I mean, this is 8 straight games he's played between 15 and 20 minutes. And all of them, he's between 4 and 9 points. All of them, he's between 3 and 9 rebounds. Like he's doing the little things well with a lot less red flag moments. So I certainly have more belief right now than I did a month ago that like
Hmm.
next year he'll matter to Michigan State, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
What do you think it looks like big picture for him?
In the short term, I wonder how he can coexist with Cohen for one more year.
Yeah, I'm wondering that. Especially like I would if I had a perfect world, I would see something from Cam Ward like from the free throw line. That'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe that kid could get something. Or maybe anything passing wise that would be like, okay, we can get something from him. But right now he is just junkyard dog version of Cohen without the out of this world athleticism.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you make that work?
Wasn't he like didn't he like break scoring records in high school?
Yes, yes, like he broke the Maryland State. scoring. I think he broke.
In like a good class, good division?
Yeah, like it was like it wasn't like class D Michigan high school hoops. I'm pretty sure it was a legit thing.
Was he just bullying people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, legit. Yeah. I mean, like couple mid-range jumpers here and there from the stuff I watched, but it kind of looked like what he did right now against a bunch of guys that were maybe lesser talented, and he would just dog his way to 30 and 20.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might happen, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of him. I think on a team that Cohen Carr isn't playing 30 minutes on, I would think there's just a big role for Cam Ward like right now.
Hmm.
But on a team with Cohen in 30 minutes, you kind of can't do that to me.
Right.
It's just not enough spacing at all. So,
Right.
we'll see. I mean, I would think both are back next year, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
That's the plan. I mean, I do think, say whatever you want about this, I do think you're going to have to dodge whatever Cohen's agent's plan for him are. We
Hmm.
hear his agent get name dropped all the time by Izzo, and I don't know if they thought they were an NBA player coming in or if they're, I mean, people would offer Cohen Carr money in theory.
Hmm.
So it might be a thing where you have to decide to pay Cohen Carr. You're going to do that. Like, I don't think Tom Izzo's going to have any problem doing that. But if you do, like, say we lock Cohen Carr back in, senior year Cohen,
Hmm.
for millions of dollars, is Cam Ward like patient?
Right.
I would think so.
Hmm.
I would think so. But this is the reality of the NIL era. And if two guys can't really coexist, you're basically asking Cam to wait half his career before he gets a real opportunity, you know?
Yeah, it's in this era you really can't feel safe at all with anybody on the team. It's what
Right.
it's what it is. Unless you're a school that is maybe known for just having endless funds, but even endless funds, it can only get you so far. Like anybody could leave.
Right. That's how it works.
Anybody could leave. That's
That's
how it
how it works.
works.
But all right. I don't have anything else on Jordan Scott. He had turnover issues in this game, but he played 29 minutes. Do you have any
He
thoughts?
he's had let me hold on, let me double check this because in my mind I had this thought when I was watching this game. Jordan Scott's had a stretch of real bad games.
Um, three straight single digit scoring games, but he's made half his threes or better in five straight games.
Yeah. But like the turnovers are bad in this basketball game. He struggles with pressure and making post passes. He felt it in this game. He looked 180, 190 pounds in this game. I thought Rutgers did a good job of pressuring him, but uh, I just thought that, he had the two back-to-back double-digit performances. I thought that, he was okay I guess he wasn't as bad as I thought, but um just an okay performance from him, I guess. Maybe I constituted it as bad just because he turned the ball over so much and when he was on the floor.
Yeah, fair. Turnovers definitely felt like an issue. He is 14 for 27 from three in the last month. He is the number one shooter in Big Ten play, Big Ten only, from three. It doesn't even feel that way,
No, it doesn't.
but it is. He's shooting 46% from three, and that is number one in the league.
It's kind of crazy. First shot that came to my mind was a wonder will pull up off the side of the backboard at Mackey. That ruined it for me.
I think that bodes really well.
It bodes well because of everything you heard about him coming in. Like that's what he was billed as. He's billed as a guy who's 6'7" and can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So it's good to see, even though I don't even know if I've ever had this conversation with you or not. His his jumper doesn't look to me like a guy that's just a knockdown shooter.
No, it's very pushy. He's also just like so low to the ground, non-athlete. Like,
Yeah.
but listen, when you're 6'8", you don't need to have the best jump shot form ever. Just shoot over
Yeah.
people. And the one thing he does have, he has a really quick release. he almost already has that like no dip shot down,
Hmm.
which a lot of guys have to work years for. Like Namari Burnett is 22 in year five trying to add that so he can get a two-way. And Jordan Scott just has it out the box. It's crazy, you know?
I'm, I'm cackling at adding that for a two-way.
It is, dog. Namari was such a good shooter last year and he just dipped. And then all year this year he's like intentionally not dipping so he can put it on tape and he's not as good. It drives me crazy.
I think everyone in college basketball should be motivated to add something to their game or find a way. Greg, I watched Julian Reese get 20 and 20 yesterday in the NBA.
Yeah, it don't matter anymore. It don't matter. There's so many
Like
tanking teams. You just got to find the right one.
you just honestly going, everyone's like, stay away from Sacramento. Honestly, go to
Oh,
Sacramento.
to Sacramento.
You go to Sacramento. You could maybe parlay that into a 3-year deal or get signed. Like I bullshit you not. Yesterday I watched Julian Reese and then flipped over and saw Peyton Sanford.
Yeah, dog. We are like 3 months away from Trey Fort on an NBA team.
I wouldn't count it out.
Speaking of Trey Fort, poor Trey Fort,
Portrait for it.
poor Trey Fort on his senior night, 4 minutes, made two free throws, missed one shot from the field, one rebound, two turnovers. Bottom line is, if you have two turnovers in 4 minutes, you aren't going to earn more opportunities for Tom Izzo. And that is where we're at. Trey Fort makes too many mistakes in the very limited opportunities that he gets. He basically got one stretch of this game, and then he got the very, very end of this game that Nick Sanders got. That was it. Meanwhile, Denim Wojcik got 12 minutes as Fears navigated foul trouble. Um, Kurtang didn't play a ton. You really leaned into the freshmen outside of the stars in this game. So I look, this is what it is. I'm far past the point of advocating for more Trey Fort at this point. Just as someone watching it, especially on like, it's senior night. I felt bad for him watching this. I
Yeah.
felt bad for him watching this, and he got to kiss the floor. I think he looks like a great teammate. I think he mobbed Jordan Scott after that dunk, and I think that says a lot about what Trey is right now. He has bought in to basically not being a rotation player and enjoying the ride and still being a good culture guy. And I give him credit for that. But this had to have been hard for him on a night where Denham got 12 minutes. You are treated like Nick Sanders and all your other fellow 23-year-old guys are being celebrated a little bit. What'd you think of that whole experience?
Yeah. Look, I think that you give credit to Trey Ford because Lord forbid, if I was in his situation, you would have been seeing East Lansing, Chad Baker, Mazara. I would have dismissed myself a long time ago, having to play behind Denim Wojcik. And all in all, like he seems like he's in good spirits, right? He's supporting his teammates. He's doing all that. That's really good. That's really admirable. At the same time, justice for Trey Ford, like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It truly is, and I I legit feel bad for what is being done to Trey Ford. And this is also like this is a kid who started off the year like getting double-digit minutes, and I'm not saying he lit the world on fire, but he had like to start the year, he had 9 against Colgate, right? He was playing double-digit minutes, playing at least 15 minutes a game. He had 13 against Kentucky to start the year. Went down to the Florida game. He had 9 against ECU in 17 minutes. Like it was a guy who actually was in the rotation with like 14, 13 minutes a game. Um, and for him to just be DNP slash playing behind Denim Wojcik is a travesty and a disgrace to the basketball community.
I mean, I get what Wojcik gets different. Like Wojcik is a point guard. It's not like you can run Trey Ford at point guard. So in non-fears minutes, I get it. And ultimately, look, I don't think the plan was play Denim Wojcik in this game. Denim Wojcik played 12 minutes because Jeremy Fears played 28 because he had the foul trouble technical issue. So I Woj probably still would have been at like 6 minutes, but he ended up getting more because of that saga, and it looks a little funky. I just found myself I haven't felt bad for Trey Fort much this year. I've just kind of been like, yeah, he didn't earn it. I'm confused why Wojcik plays more, but yeah, whatever. I haven't seen Trey Fort play well, so this is one of those nights where it's like high emotion. You're honoring the vets. And he just feels like he's misplaced here, doesn't he? Like the whole story, even what Izzo's like praising and this senior group, rightfully so. It's like guys who stay, guys who have been through the battle. He's like shitting on all the guys who left, and Trey Ford is a guy who left multiple places repeatedly for various reasons, and it was always sort of doomed culturally to work with Tom Izzo, but I have to imagine it's just hard for him. Not to say he hasn't been like welcomed in. Like, who knows? Lord Trey Ford might end up a grad assistant at MSU who is on the bench for 10 years and have a very bright future that East Lansing's a big part of. I have no idea. But I felt for him in this game, just watching him sort of not have a place in the culture while he isn't having a place on the court on a night that was so important to the culture, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I did feel bad for I felt bad for him for a while, and to be honest with you, I know like he had the two turnovers here. I still think that if you put him in at point guard, I think you would actually get a better output than what you get from Denham Wojcik.
Denham did play 12 minutes. He had 3 assists, 0 turnovers, 2 fouls. He had the big play late in the sequence with the 5 seniors on the court together. We can talk about that sequence right after this, but just in general, in Wojcik's minutes, did you hate them? How'd you feel?
Did I did I hate them?
I just Ant Wright tweets you every game. Cracks me up.
Yeah, talking about did you hate watching that? Did you crash out? I just man, like how does a guy like Zach Hurth feel watching that? How does an East Lansing kid feel watching that?
I was like Chris Harrison Docs feel.
Yeah, like honestly, like I was go that was the first thought that came to my head. If I'm a Chris Harrison Docs, if I'm a Jake Bullock, if I'm a Zach Hurth, like those are guys I feel like would have died for the logo. And and this is like we're I want to be a serious basketball team, and I think this is very unserious. That's kind of how I come away from it.
How do you square the fact that you are a really serious basketball team and this is happening as part of it? Because you're going to finish
I,
second in the Big Ten. You're going to be a 2 seed. You've had a great year. By all accounts, the only thing on the list you haven't done is beat the rival, and you got a chance at that on Sunday. So how do you square that? Because like you are kind of again, you're entitled to feel how you want to feel. You're allowed. I think I agree. You're talking as if it's the Hogard era results. Like this is
Mhm.
unacceptable. It's the unserious. There's nothing unserious about Michigan State basketball. They're
Mhm.
just employing Denham while delivering some great results. How do you square that?
It's a serious team that has unserious tendencies,
Okay.
or they have a unserious tendency.
It's just nepotism.
It's bad, man. Like, how does Steven Izzo feel?
After the game, Izzo said he thought Denham was great. He went down the line. He said, that was the best game of Cohen's career. I thought Jeremy played a great half. I thought the seniors were good. I thought Denham was great.
Yeah. Well, so was he paying two truths and a lie? Like, I was like I don't even want to keep like going at the kid, but like he's bad, man. He's bad.
He had 3 assists to 0 turnovers. He had some nice passes.
Yeah, he did.
No.
He's just not a to be honest with you, I think it looks like if a Division 2 guy or like a D3 guy got into a game. Like I think he could mess around and get an assist here or there, but outside of that, like he's bad. He's small. He he's not a threat to shoot or score at all. I don't know why anyone guards him. I would put 4 people on the court.
Do you
Like
think he would ever shoot? Like, would he ever shoot a totally unguarded three?
no, no. I if I could get one wish in a game in the first round of actually, well, it'd be a double bye. We'll be playing a serious team. My one wish is that he doesn't play. But like I would have loved to see Rutgers leave him and see what he would have done.
Yeah. I think it's hard because I think teams you could approach it two ways. You could either leave him and see what he would do, but I think he would just like dribble and look like this. Um, or I think the thing real teams do, they think they can turn him over.
Mhm.
You don't want to leave him because it's denim. We could just take the ball from him, you
Yeah,
know. But
go take it from him.
but in this game, I mean, no one took it from him. 3 assists, 0 turnovers in 12 minutes. So I guess that is a great game by denim
Yeah, yeah,
standards.
no turnovers, zero assists, and that led to Denham being. Oh, honestly, this is probably the highest of his career. He was -4.
That was a great reveal. That was M. Night Shyamalan level twist. All right, are we gonna try and do the end game here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me lay
Oh wait,
this.
one more thing.
What?
Am I allowed to am I allowed to make excuses?
Yeah.
What the hell, Rutgers? Like, why are they doing this offensy thing? That's not them. I did, to be honest with you, as I was watching this game, in the first one, I was like, what are we doing defensively? In this one, I was like, why is Rutgers like taking it to us? Like why are they getting buckets on us right now?
Lino Mark's nice.
He's a freshman, right?
He's a freshman. He's double figures in 4 of their last 5, which he wasn't doing that at all earlier in the season. So they found something with him. Francis is obviously just really good. I mean, there's only one senior on this team. It's Agbole. Izzo did say after, if nobody tampers with them, they're going to be pretty nice. Uh,
Did you hear the broadcast too? I'm not sure if you had the sound on. Was this a four boxer night or two? Did you have the sound
I
on
had the
for it?
Michigan sound on. I didn't have the
Okay,
sound
so,
on for this one.
so there was a point, and I forgot who was on the call with Steve Smith. That was hilarious. I wish I clipped it. Um, Someone was like, the guy with Steve Smith was like, "Yeah, Leno Mark, you know, you squint, he can kind of give me Kobe White vibes." And I bullshit you not. Steve Smith was like, "Let's relax."
That's great. That's
It
great.
was it was hilarious.
That's great. Yeah, I think they played well in both Michigan State games. I thought the first Michigan State game was forced, like you said. Michigan State just no showed. I thought Rutgers earned everything in this game, and I think they're still a bad basketball team. They just played like bad basketball teams can play well. That happens
Right.
sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
Rutgers did. They shoot 56% from three in this game, hit 10 threes. On the year, they're shooting 32% from three. They never hit 10 threes.
Mm-hmm.
So give them credit for that. Ultimately, the game I don't think was ever in doubt. You led by as much as 19. But I also like we'll do a short on it. I don't think there's too many people outside of like the A10 or the MEAC that want to tamper with these players. These are not Big Ten level players.
No.
No matter what praise Tom Izzo wants to heap on them right
Yeah,
now.
at least not serious. They're Rutgers Big Ten players, but not like trying to win something.
They are 5-14 in the league. This is not a good basketball team.
They're
So
tough though. The toughest.
they are tough.
The toughest 5-14 team.
They are. I mean, and that part's real. They did show up ready to play, and I think embraced the challenge of being the opponent on Michigan State Senior Day for sure. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go to the end game stuff. Again, we tried to record this already. Stopped 15 minutes in because we were just yelling at each other again.
Mm.
Rivalry week. This is how it goes. To me, I would have led the story of this game with the final 5 minutes. It ended up dragging like 40 minutes. If you try to tell someone, hey, what happened in this basketball game? To me, more than anything we just covered, what happened in this basketball game is whatever the hell was going on late. And it
Yeah.
was weird. It was strange. It's not normal. And again, I probably should opt out. Here's my interpretation. You're welcome to feel different and we can talk. I get you have the tradition of kissing the floor. The
Mm.
tradition, as far as I have understood it and thought is awesome for years and years and years, is the seniors kiss the floor whenever appropriate. There isn't a timestamp attached to the seniors kiss the floor tradition. It's not, hey, we have a lead with a minute left, so we get to do this. It's
Hmm.
It's whenever appropriate, we're going to do this. And in this specific game, Tom Izzo thought it was appropriate to put Nick Sanders into the game along with Trey Fort and Denham Wojcik and Cooper and Kohler. So no fears, no Carr, no Scott,
Hmm.
with a 14-point lead and 80 seconds left.
Right.
Now, the immediate next play, Wojcik fouls the 3-point shooter. The shot goes in, 4-point play. Now it's 10. And I think that changes everything. If that shot just doesn't go in, you probably coast to a 14-point lead and guys do kiss the floor and everything's fine. So I'm not condemning Izzo for the concept of let's do this. But I tweeted it in the moment before that shot was even hit. Putting Nick Sanders into a 14-point game with 80 seconds left is objectively insane.
Hmm.
It is not on Rutgers to call off the dogs.
Hmm.
If you're going to play a non basketball player just for the sake of your tradition, guess what? Steve Peichel is coaching for his job. It is not his obligation to allow that. And to me, I like it sounds like Izzo didn't have an issue with it. I mean, I pointed this out to you. I was joking about it, and then like Spartans Illustrated tweeted like, can't imagine Izzo's happy with this. I mean, Doug Peach with 10 minutes left in the game was like, gotta respect how Peichel's handling this. Our brains just broken on this. Peichel didn't do anything wrong or right here. He
Hmm.
coached his basketball team for 40 minutes. That's not morally wrong or morally right. It's I'm coaching my team for 40 minutes, and guess what? Our opponent just put Nick Sanders in. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Press that. Like, it's
Hmm.
absurd.
Hmm.
So if you wanted, and to me, again, this is my interpretation of this. I don't understand the difference between kissing the floor with 20 seconds left and just doing it after the game.
Hmm.
I would point to plenty of data points. Like, I know the response is, well, we always do this. In 2024, you beat Northwestern by 4 on senior night. You just did it after the game. It's still special. Like, yes, that clip that's going around to Brad Underwood when he was down 20, that's awesome. You weren't up 20. You never
Right.
led by 20 in this game. You led at halftime by 1 in this game. You didn't do the part of the game that you needed to do to have that moment. And I'm just blinded by the fact that there's any thoughts that are weird on this. I couldn't believe Izzo went to Sanders as if it was game over with 80 seconds left. And all of a sudden you do look up and it's a 2-point game. And Izzo did say after he had to put the starters back in, Fears and Carr, and he felt that that was almost embarrassing to Fort and Wojcik, and he regretted that. Izzo took the blame for it and said, "Hey, the first half was on my players, the second half was on me." I'm sure if you asked him, he would have done things differently, but I guess what was your interpretation of this entire moment, how it happened, and ultimately a game that was a 14-point lead with 80 seconds left became a 2-point game with 3 seconds left?
Yeah, it was just it was the ending was unnecessary. It was unnecessary because I think it was created by Tom Izzo throwing five guys in who never play together, basically. Well, the seniors, sorry, the seniors are on the floor, but I'm talking about like, with Denham, Nick, and Trey. Like throwing Denham, Nick, and Trey out there and asking those guys to break a press is that's disrespectful to them. That's like they didn't sign up for this on senior night. They're not trying to break presses. They should do. To be honest with you, I want to know if you had this thought. When the guys came to the table, I thought they were gonna take Kohler and Coop out at that moment and then let the seniors get. I don't know. The whole thing about it is you put that lineup in with 14 seconds left against players that they are better than, and Rutgers is like, shit, if I press, we can get the ball back. And they
Right.
did, and like here's what you got to give credit to Peichel. They took advantage of that shit. It worked.
Right.
It worked. Like they Tom Izzo got cute, put all those guys in, and Peichel's like, well, if you're gonna do that, I have five better basketball players on the floor. I'm gonna press you and see what you can do. And it ended up working out for them. And then Tom Izzo did have to put Fears in them back in. He should have played it differently. He should have had them on like do what you got to do, leave Fears on the floor, if anything, in that situation. But yeah, that situation was 100% created by Tom Izzo. And I agree with everything you said about, you do it when you're up, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens, you don't, it's not like you leave the Breslin without kissing the logo. That's not the case here. Like they do it after the game, they do everything associated with that. I guess just coming into this at a certain point, I was like, well, this sucks that we're only up one at half. Hopefully we run it up in the second half so they can do it. They can do it in the game. Then we get up 19. I'm like, all right, let's get this to like 27 or something like that, 25, and then do whatever you want, putting guys in. It never got to that point because of Rutgers shot making and Michigan State kind of playing with their food a little bit. Ends up being a 14-point game, and then you get whatever happened on that end game scenario. So it was a very unnecessary 10 minutes of gameplay as a whole, I guess is what you could put it in. But that last 5 minutes of real time, 2 minutes of game time was just unserious basketball on the part of Michigan State, and Rutgers took advantage of it.
Here's the reality of it. And I'm a rival fan, and last year's incident at half court, that was Michigan's fault. In my opinion, that was a whole thing. I feel like that moment has brought all this like renewed discussion of this tradition and idea of what this tradition is supposed to be.
Mm,
It is the coolest senior day tradition there is. It's the coolest. It's awesome. It is. To me, my interpretation of this for 20 years has been that the tradition is just kiss the floor at some point when appropriate. I have never remembered the tradition to be like, with a minute left, we do this. Now,
mm,
when they can, yes, of course, dude, that's great. And when you have the right opposing coach there that appreciates Tom Izzo's tradition, then great. But that's not by default out the box how basketball works. It's just not. And there was a moment when you're up 19, it looked like you were going to get to do this. I
mm.
get a 14-point lead is on the verge of both sides of it. If Peichel wanted to, he absolutely could have put his walk-ons in and said, "You know what? There's a minute
But
left."
he's not obligated to at all.
That's not his job. And when who maybe he was gonna do that, and then his player gets fouled on a three, and now it's 10 with 80 seconds left. Is he
Mm,
then still supposed to call the dogs off? And I'm with you. In my head, I'm like, well, that's weird. It feels like normally it's always a blowout on senior day. Right? This is
mm,
weird that it wasn't a blowout. It's always a senior day. I looked it up. It's just not the case. And I don't
mm,
know if Michigan's result last year warped everyone's brains on this or what. It was absolutely blowout of Michigan. You earned doing it in the game against Michigan last year. But in 2024, you beat Northwestern by 4. In 2023, you beat Ohio State by 6. In 2022, you beat Maryland by 10. In 2021, you beat Michigan by 6.
mm.
I would have to go back and watch the tape. Maybe some of those were 15-point leads that got cut to 10 while doing this. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, we halted tradition during the WAP years.
Well, just these are close games, man.
Yeah.
And you still did your tradition. It's like there's just no there's not supposed to be a difference in this moment to like we do it and drag this out for 20 minutes while the opposing coach watches versus just do it after the game. And Izzo
Mm,
misread the situation. That's what he did. He misread the situation thinking, well, I'm going to drag this out and I get to do it. And these guys get to do it one by one. And it's going to take 25 more minutes while Denim Wojcik gets to kiss the floor. And Peichel kept his guys in and all this. And good on him, quite frankly. He almost won the game.
yeah.
So, like, if you have a problem with that, I think that's insane. I don't think you have a problem with it, but I just think it's
I do have
historic
one,
for me.
I do have one. I do have one.
What's your problem?
My problem is that I want to win by 27. If we're doing things correctly, we win. You know what I'm saying? And this was a 19-point spread. You know what I'm saying? Rutgers stinks, by the
Right.
way. They stink. They
Right.
stink, and we're like stinky teams are coming to the Breslin this year. Maybe towards the second part of the year, but most stinky teams coming here get their doors blown off. Like that's
Right.
what I was trying. That's what I wanted. I wanted like a doors blown off. We're up 30. Breslin's rocking. Steve Peichel doesn't know what to do. That's kind of what I wanted out of this, and that inherently would have led to everything being fine for the 40 minutes of this game. The worst part about this is the giving up 86, winning by 4 to Rutgers when it didn't have to be that way. You're up 14 with 80 seconds left.
Right.
And you put in five guys, three guards against a press who have not seen a press this decade.
Right. Right. I mean, and
So,
again, there's complicated ways to try and do this if you're Izzo. I think, like you said, with a 14-point lead, you could have gotten Kohler and Cooper their moment one by one
mhm,
and kept Fears in the game to win the game.
mhm.
You didn't have to do all five of them at once. If you wanted to do all five of them at once, you could have started the game that way and done it for a minute and then changed it. So I don't know. I just think he misread the situation. And look, it's Tom Izzo's house, it's his program. He can misread situations all he wants. He's allowed to do this. But any sort of dialogue coming out of this, other than like what was Tom thinking, makes no sense to me.
Mhm.
Like this was not a 20-point game. You can't pretend a 10-point game is a 20-point game. And it was fascinating to me watching Rutgers cut it close as this happened. Because again, mind you, I watched all the clips of this. You had the ceremony after, and it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah, it was great.
There was no difference or issue to just do it after.
Right.
It was as cool as it always is, just doing it after. So,
Mhm.
if anything, it got made weird by the fact that we tried to force it earlier. I don't know, but
Yeah. Does
weird.
everyone stay for those?
Yeah,
Yeah, so like it's still like everyone there.
yeah. I mean, it's the beauty of the Michigan State program, man. The fans that show up to that game are there to show infinite love to those guys.
Yeah, it's bigger than the senior day. I'm more like we beat Rutgers by 4, and we didn't have to.
Right,
We gave up 87 to Rutgers.
right.
When's the last time they scored 80?
Yeah, it was their, I think it was their second best per possession offensive game of the year in Big Ten play.
They scored 87 against Wisconsin.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that stinks. But yeah, yeah, I don't expect anyone to have to, anyone who's saying like, I know you brought up that might have been in the other video, the Lost Files, which one day I don't know if they'll ever be released. The whole like Spartans Illustrated tweeting like, I can't believe Pike was doing this.
I can't imagine Tom Izzo's happy with Pikel's aggressive managing of this.
It's ridiculous tweet, wrong tweet by the way. Like it was completely fine. Like Pike and Izzo, like there's no you have to stop playing because you're up double digits with eight. Like it's to be honest with you. Even though he called a dick move if you want to or not, even if we were up 30, Pikel's not obligated to call off the dogs.
Right.
He's not. Like he might look dumb for doing it up 30, but like he's not obligated to do anything. It's basketball. So
And by the way,
is
Pikel and Izzo love each other.
yeah, they
Like
dapped
that's
up after like
when they
it.
did the handshake line, Izzo kind of gave him this, and people were like, "Is he yelling at it?" No, he's
No, they were
not.
just
He loves
chopping it up. They like each other.
right. So again, I think last year just and last year into this year, quite frankly, the tensions of this whole week, I think, have led to everything being heightened, sometimes delusionally so. Like
Yeah.
your tradition is not being disrespected because the opposing coach didn't call his dogs off down 12 with a minute left.
Hmm.
That's just not how this has ever worked, ever. And in past times where there are clips that look great, it's you're up 20. You never led by 20 in this game. If you were up 20, it would have looked differently. So
Hmm.
we'll see. Again, congrats to seniors, but Man, it's just a weird game. Well, I can't really recall a weirder Michigan State game from start to finish than this one ever.
Yeah. And worst part about it, quietly, it's kept it's Jax's fault. It's Jax's fault. He let Agbola turn into Morez Johnson for like a 5 minute stretch, and it cooked the 14-point lead
Yeah, it was weird. Weird.
or the 19-point lead, whatever it was.
All around weird.
Yeah, but win.